27 years this year. So forever. Oh, cool, Shelley. Yeah, you're close by. Okay, Juniper, you're up.
Hi, good morning. My name is Juniper Heller. I have been with KAFL for about a year and a half. Prior to that, I worked at a carrier for about 20 years. So I started with them in 99. I've done all sides of insurance. I've done the licensing, I've done new business, administration. So now I am an internal marketing coordinator. So I assist our marketing team and our sales team with everything that they need. So hopefully I can bring some good stuff to the table.
So what we thought we would do today is just first introduce ourselves, let you know that we're here to help with any quoting, any kind of applications you may need, trainings that may need to be completed. You'll hear from us on that. But we also wanted to share some technology pieces that would be super time saving for you and some ways you can navigate KAFL.com. So I'm just going to try and share my screen. And Juniper, just let me know if I'm good.
Looks fantastic.
Okay. So this is KAFL.com. If you're not familiar, check us out. It's KAFL.com. And what you need to do here to get into all the back end things is to log in. If you don't currently have a login, you can click here to register. It's pretty immediate that you'll get access to KAFL.com. So once you log in, this is your screen. There's a lot of things you can do right from here, but a couple of things we wanted to focus on today was that there is a tab here for term quotes. And this is actually where Juniper and I go when we're getting some quotes for you for term. So if you need anything in a pinch, you are able to get on here and access them yourself. It will tell you in yellow the things that you need to have selected in order to run a quote. And if you don't have height and weight and things like that, you can change to health class and pick what health rating you believe the person would fall into based on any questions you may have asked them. So if we put in some random information, just to give you an idea of what this looks like. Once it's all selected, all you need to do is click Get Quotes. And it will actually show you all the quotes there, and you can click through here to go to apply. You can change the view from annual to monthly, quarterly, however you want that to show. And you're actually able to download them. And you can play with the different views. What we usually send off to you is the list report. And it looks like this. So when you get that, it does show monthly, quarterly, semi-annual, and annual. It will also tell you the rating of the carrier, excuse me, and the name of the product. Not only the company, but the name. So that was one thing we wanted to be sure to go over. The other is if you click on insurance, I know annuities are things that everyone seems to be talking about nowadays. They are a very hot topic. In here is is Annuity Rate Watch. This is also what we utilize in-house to get our rates. So if you're looking for anything fixed and you want a multi-year guaranteed, so which means that it stays the same all years, you can go right here into MIGA into top rates. And I'm so glad technology is on my side today. So thankful. So here are all the annuities available. There are pages and pages of them, but you're able to narrow them down by state, by premium, whether it's qualified or not qualified, and the age of the applicant, because that sometimes will make a difference. We do have annuities that will rate people into their 90s, but you'll definitely want to specify that because it does narrow it right down for you. And then you're able to go in and actually see the rates that are presented. And by reaching out here in the middle and clicking the actual name of the annuity, you will get this sheet that will walk through the different features. It will tell you if it's RMD friendly, if there are withdrawal provisions, what those look like. So you can actually see the ins and outs of every product there. Let's see here. On the life insurance page, I know a lot of times we will meet with different various clients who might have some health issues or some concerns. Under the life insurance tab here, you're able to get impaired risk questionnaires. So if you do need a questionnaire, you're wondering what the carriers would want to know about a specific, whether it be cancer or ailment, any kind of diagnosis, you're able to go in here and click on them and actually download the forms so that you can complete them right with the client while you're with them or send them off to them. The other nice thing is when you're in here, again, under, I just clicked out of that, I shouldn't have, under life insurance, if you are signed up for our agent portal, which we will go through, you're able to click case status here, and it will actually take you in to your portal. Now, to sign up for portal, this is the address here that you need. So it's kafl.techf.com. And it actually brings you to a platform here that will show you your cases, commissions, contracts, and opportunities. So here we can look through the different cases, and you can do it from along the top or the side. And this one will say that it's awaiting case manager review. So if there are case updates, if you have a case that's placed and you're just kind of waiting to see where it is in the application process, you're actually able to go in here and look at all of the notes that the case managers have made to find out where that case sits. You can also look through your cases that are in force through KAFL. So any that are currently active, you're able to go in and find out what that term was, the date that it was written, things like that will be right there for you. And if you have any cases that are pending, that are informal, whether we're going out and getting various quotes and offers for someone who has some risk, yep, I can't think of the word, it just went, who has some various health risks, you could find them there under the informal tab. If you are interested in your contracts, you can find out who you are contracted with through KAFL and also your agent number, which is super helpful when you're completing applications. I know sometimes we're doing that at odd hours. And so it really is helpful to know you have a place you can go and look that up in case you need that agent number off hours. And then opportunities. So anytime that you get a quote from Juniper or or you have any questions, you actually can click this opportunities tab, and it will show you all of the quotes that we're working on right now for you. Anything that has been sent back to you already, you'll get there, and the quote will actually be here. If it was a PDF or anything, you can download it again. So if for some reason you can't find the email, again, you're sitting with somebody or have some questions and didn't want to sort through your email, you can come right here to your dashboard and look through and find what you need. Juniper, is there anything else you feel like as far as technology we want to add today?
The only other thing that I would go through is the process of pulling applications, but they can certainly get that from us as well.
Okay. All right. So for applications, we're still under the insurance, life insurance tab here. And you are able to get in and get forms from the carriers. So this is if you want paper forms, typically, where you would select a company and it would walk you through whether it's new business or policy service forms, what state you're in, and then what product it is, whether it be term, whole life, and then the name of it. It will tell you if you're able to flip over to an e-app, it will let you know, or it will also give you a PDF option. Also below that, there is e-applications. So this is where you'll enter to go in and start new cases and view any cases that you've done via e-app. And we can tell you when you're getting ready to apply, when we're going back and forth and discussing if there's training needed, if we have everything we need for contracting, things like that at that point in time, whether or not there is an e-application process available or whether there is only paper apps. But this is where you would go to complete that e-application. This app fulfillment ticket, I don't know if any of you have been on the ticket platform. We are meeting with Ticket to make some updates. There are a few things before we roll it all the way out, I guess, but we're utilizing it more and more that we want to make sure is functioning. But if you are registered already and are utilizing Ticket, you know that it's a way to enter information for term cases, and that Ticket will do the majority of the application outside of some basic questions for you. We will be having a separate webinar on that probably in the next month or two, just kind of walking through that because there are quite a few pieces to that. And we really wanted to be careful with everyone's time today. The other tabs within KAFL.com are kind of self-explanatory. You can go in for employee benefits. We do have a full employee benefit department. You can give quote requests here. Same with Medicare. I don't know if you all know that we have a Medicare department. And then we also do write long-term care and disability. So there's also places on here where you can go to get those, to request quotes for those items as well. Obviously, you're always welcome to email or call Juniper or I with any questions or to process any kind of quotes for you, but we just wanted to make sure that you were aware of the functionality here within KAFL.com. I don't know, was that too quick of a run through? Do we have questions? We're happy to answer anything for you at this time.
I love the option to be able to contact the sales desk, contact you and Juniper, or if I've got a case that I'm working on that's not during normal business hours, be able to run a quote myself by going into KAFL.com. If you're in there and you aren't quite sure, if you're running, say, a term quote and you're not quite sure what the client's risk class might be or the applied for class, can you run a quote and do a comparison of multiple face amounts as well as risk classes? So if you wanted to see a comparison of, you know, a 500,000 versus $1 million at standard and standard plus for William Penn, could you do that in one quote to be able to present it to a client?
You sure can. I can walk through how to do that for you. And also, if you don't have the health class, but you did ask height and weight, you can also enter that. It does narrow down the carriers quite a bit because they only so many carriers give those parameters. But I can walk through a scenario of where we do that. So let's say you wanted a 10-year and a 20-year. And you were looking for 150,000 and 250,000. You kind of wanted to see what the difference was. And you knew that they were 5'9" and 185. Not tobacco users. Let's look at quotes here. So as I mentioned, it's really going to narrow down the carriers. You see the list is a lot smaller, but you can see that most of them are putting them in the preferred class. So typically what I end up doing is actually going back and changing my health class to preferred so that I can see all carriers. But you'll see the 10-year is on a tab. We have the $150,000 section and the 250,000. It will tell you who has accelerated underwriting available. And then you can just click up on the tab and go over to 20 years. And the same kind of setup, the 150,000 versus 250,000. When you go to print that, it will put them all on one page so that you're able to quickly look through them and see the comparisons.
How would you be able to pull out just the like 2 carriers that you
Sure.
wanted to look at?
So let's say we knew we wanted just like Security Mutual and Mass Mutual, that those were the only 2 carriers we really wanted to look at. You can either pull them out over here so you're only looking at those 2, or you are able to select them here. Let's say you wanted to see where they sit in the rating of everything. You can select them and download that again if that's the only list you want to show. Or you are able to just remove all of the other companies from the list on the far left. And that's all the companies that you'll see. You can add riders from here. So let's say that you know that every quote you run, or for this client in particular, you want to make sure waiver of premium is on there. You can add that at any point in time and it's going to reload it, including waiver of premium. The other nice thing too is if you click on the name if you click on the carrier name, it will actually tell you a description and what the convertibility options are for that policy. So it does give you some more detailed information. One of the views is if you, rather than list, if you decide to do detailed report, let's say you want to review conversion options with a client is something that they are concerned about, you can look at the detailed view. It will actually tell you what's required for underwriting sometimes, not always, not all carriers fill that in, and then what their convertibility options are for each product. So it does provide a lot of information right from that one tool.
That's great. Thank you.
Yeah. Are there any other questions? Have most of you been on the website before or registered for KAFL.com? Do you have access that you know of?
Yeah, I have access, and I've like looked around in it. I haven't been able to find this stuff. It seems like cool stuff to be able to access myself. I'm like brand new. I got licensed in December, so I feel like I don't really know anything. But so you just like put all the stuff in, and you have the quote, and then you take that. It seems like, and you take it back to the client, and.
Mm-hmm. And we're always here. If you if you get into KAFL and you're logged in and you're like, oh my gosh, where do I go? Don't hesitate to call us. Like, that's what we're here for. We just wanted to make sure everyone was aware that these features were actually built into the website, because I know a lot of people work hours that we might not be here. So it's nice to know that you have this availability 24 hours a day.
Yeah, and if I wanted to contact you guys, like you said, I just would email you guys with like the information.
Yeah. And so we need that same basic information, name, date of birth, which state they're in, what amount you're looking for, the length of term, things like that. And we actually do have a health type questionnaire that if when you're sitting with people, you want something in front of you that's in writing that says, give me like this set of information.
Yeah.
We can send that off to you so that you have it. We have a worksheet that might be helpful to have on hand for quoting.
Yeah, that's helpful. I feel like I know a lot, but I'm just totally terrified I'm going to mess up the whole thing. But it seems like with insurance, like, okay, wait a minute, I can go figure out what I need and go back to the person.
Yep. And like I said, we're always here to help. Don't think that you're alone.
Okay. And then where did you say like the apps? The app is the screen before this one?
So the applications under insurance, and we're still under this life insurance tab.
Mhm.
There's
Oh,
e-applications, and then
right.
there's they carry this iPipeline is for paper apps because not all companies offer e-applications. A lot do, but not all. And we can help guide you because every carrier usually has a product training you need to require before you can write with
Right.
them. And so typically when we send over that product training, we'll say we have it's both paper and e-app, or it's only e-app, or it's only paper. So we'll kind of fill you in on what that carrier uses.
Oh, okay, perfect. So
Yeah.
there's because I just did everything. So there's trainings for each carry on. So I'm not just like winging it.
Yes. Yep.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Yes, of course. Anything else from anybody? Did
Yeah,
this seem too rushed?
I just put our email address into the chat
Oh, good.
so that everyone has it if they have any questions or want just to email us their contact information, so that we can reach out and get to know you.
That was really all we had to go over today. We wanted to say hi and introduce ourselves. I love seeing all your faces. For those of you who have your camera on, thank you. And just kind of walk through a couple of things. And like I said, we're probably going to try to do a webinar a month. Just with any new technology that comes up, there might be some repeats, but we'll try to at least keep some new information coming forward. And again, any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. We want you to know that we're here, we're available, and we look forward to working with all of you. We're super excited.
Well, thank you for the presentation. I appreciate the confidence boost.
It's going to be great.
Thanks, ladies.
Yeah, if there's nothing else, we're going to let everybody go. I hope you all have a great day. Take care.
You too. Thanks.
Thanks. All right. Bye.
Bye.
Let's see. Junie, did you stop recording? Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.